Here comes the money, 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 money.
Dollar bills. Here comes the money. Welcome to Talkin.
Inflation.
Here comes the inflation. We should edit that song.
Inflation clause.
I can work on that. All right. Well, welcome to Talking Tokens on a Tuesday with your simplest, breaking it down, simple crypto podcast. Thank you for tuning in. My name's Adam. That's Mike. John is a no-show tonight.
AWOL.
You gotta stop. He has to stop working so hard, I guess.
Yeah, his sleep schedule's a little off. So
yeah, I tried to jazz it up with my ugly Christmas sweater, some Christmas lights. Couldn't find my Christmas hat, but hopefully Santa Claus is coming to town.
I guess I'm just the Grinch.
Yeah, right. Yeah, Mike couldn't get his headphones working. Technology issues. It's every day. This is what we deal with. Yep. So Christmas is coming up. Is Santa going to come? Is the market going to turn around? Red alert. That was our title for today. Let's just get the charts up. How do I get this thing?
Bust out Bitcoin. It looks like we've had somewhat of a pump here in the last 24 hours.
Okay, we're going to hit add to stream. Blam. Oh, session disconnected.
Mine keeps doing that too because we're broke ass with the free stuff.
So if you have two different things open.
Yeah. So what? Yeah, we're testing the yellow brick road again.
So let's see. Our last episode we were like back here on this day, like right around here somewhere. I think the last time I filled in the Bitcoin. Let me put the banner on there. Let's see, Bitcoin. It was at like 48,700 when we did the show last. So we were like right here.
Right, it's about the same. Yeah.
We've been whirling and twirling up and down. It's been going down this descending channel basically. Yeah. And has not created a new low like this past this 42,296, which is good. It's been kind of here's the yellow brick road that we've been talking about for a long time, which is kind of like a big long-term trend that we're hoping this kind of holds. There's a lot of the moving averages that we probably need to take a look at, but right now it made a big pop up and technically broke through this channel. And, right now it may come back down and test it. Let me get into a more fine-tuned look at it here.
I think there was a less sell-off pressure from the Asian markets, apparently. So it just could
less sell-off pressure.
Yeah, that's why it's starting to raise up again. So maybe that downward channel was kind of them, like remember the Evergrande thing, and them the Chinese government trying to seize some of their property to take that to for the debt that they can't pay. So I think just maybe those markets were affecting the overall price, and now we're seeing some of that relieved, which maybe that opens the lid a little bit more for Bitcoin to move.
Right.
Besides the fact that it's a great buy, still at it's hovering like 45, 46, 46. You're buying in the 40s. That's nice.
Yep, and so right now we may have broken out the channel. It's fighting with some of the EMA. I think if you look at like the weekly, my computer is really slow right now. And we have a comment. I think Ashley had something. If y'all have time later in the show, I'd love to hear your thoughts on coin mining. What kind of coin mining? Any coin in particular?
Yeah, we mine them all.
We can talk about that all day. So yeah, just let me know if you want. Like, is that a particular 2A coin? Or just in general, like you're looking for like ways to start, we'll let you know.
It's definitely got its advantages, somewhat of a startup cost, but yeah.
Right. So here's, this is the beginning of 2021 or 2020. It touched the moving average. This is the
21.
Yeah, the 21. No, this is the 50. The red is the 50.
Oh, okay.
50 week.
the 50 weekly moving average.
Yeah, pretty sure 10, 21, 50,
Yeah, it
200.
goes by the colors. Yeah.
Yeah. And then so yeah, basically touchdown here, and then it skyrocketed up, and we talked about that as it was going up. We're like, man, there are a lot of people were like, it's got to come back and it's got to play with this line. Or we just didn't see that coming. Blam, fell off, touched it, popped up again. Didn't really touch there, but approached it, and then now we're touching it. So the concept is it's going to run back up. So that's the hope.
Hopefully that shows support, right? And then it's going to be flipping bullish, I believe, soon.
So what was Crypto saying about 60,000 today? He was like 60,000 by the end of January to keep.
Well, he's saying by the end of the year, the monthly candle needs to close. So if you want to do the monthly, he said the monthly candle should close over 60 to keep the overall bull market. So maybe the trend, which we got a little ways to go.
I guess
there.
that's over. That's keeping with this yellow brick road, I guess, is what he's kind of getting at maybe here.
Yeah,
So
more
by the
or
end of January, or the January 1 is here. So yeah, somewhere kind of above this line, depending on where you drew the line. So yeah, that makes sense.
we have 10 days, so
it can move pretty good in 10 days, that's for sure. So one of the things I want to talk about, we talked about Luna last week and introduced that coin to the
our audience
family, but it has recently flipped and became the biggest stable coin by market cap through last week. So, I mean, just when we were talking about it, it was 60. I think when we were talking about it, it was like $69 or $59, and
now it's 90 plus.
So, not saying it's financial advice, but if you bought it when we were talking about it, which I think it was somewhere in.
Did we do it on the 7th?
Yeah, it was like right around here this week. So like it was at 69 somewhere. It dropped down with the markets, and it just continued that same like angle going up. So still showing strong gains. I mean, right now it even did 5% since the market closed.
Do the tool. Do the little measuring tool from there.
From when we did.
Yeah.
So let's just say it was from like 69.
Right. It's got so much money locked up in its little ecosystem, because it seems like its ecosystem is like a self-serving. Remember, it was like, do this, invest in the little like snippets, or come over here and get the 20%. So it seems almost like, you should do it. It's a great sort of investment right there.
Well, I mean, it's been 35% since that we talked about it. And seems if Bitcoin turns around like we think it's going to, some of these altcoins are
right.
And this thing's probably going to be. I mean, like let's take a look at like the projection. Let me zoom out a little bit more.
I think you have to show the screen again.
Oh shoot. So if we did like the Fibonacci extension, let's just see where it goes, because this is all new price discovery. Fibonacci extension from the bottom to the top. So yeah, it just blasted through and reached this Fibonacci. So if it breaks, it might retest this, come back down to like 76. But if it breaks it, then the next level up is 135 is probably where it's headed. That's cool. I guess I kind of get the gateway into mining. How do you get your toes wet? Ooh, toes wet. I like the idea of helium mining based on how it's done, but not fully sure on the coin. Fair enough. ETH seems profitable, but that ship seems like it's sailed. Yeah, we have an article about that here in a second. And Dogecoin and Shiba coins are all the same. So, yeah, I mean, we'll definitely get into that. We can get into it right now while we're just talking about it. But, I mean, Mike, you're constantly about June of this year, we were like, all right, let's start mining. And I started with mining on my computer CPU on my MacBook on like this stupid website called Honeybee, which was like, I don't know, I just found some random website that allowed you to use your CPU. And it was mining like half a cent a day, like not even, just not anything. Because I had
pretty
no
much
power.
non-existent. Yeah.
So we're like, all right, well, this sucks. So we're like, what else can we do? So we started looking on ASIC miner value. Let me bring that up again. This is like kind of where you would start building your concept. ASIC miner value.
I'll put it in the link.
So this is just a tool to see like current miner profitability it doesn't have everything, but it's got all the big hitters. I mean, this is, if you're going to buy something brand new off like the top shelf, you definitely will see it here, or you can go down to ones that are like on the struggle bus. So like you can see things. But
right.
So
if you want
first
to
off,
lose money,
right. So you'd be like, okay, well, what's available. The problem with some of these ones at the top, they're in super high demand. So
it's tough
how
to
do you
get
get them? Yeah, like
same with the helium miners right now. I mean, we've ordered these months ago. There are different ones that you could probably get that are in stock, but a lot of the time it's just securing the miners themselves. That's like half the battle.
Yeah. So best way to get a miner, or I guess the safest way to get a miner, is probably from the vendor direct, the manufacturer direct, Gold Shell. Go buy it from them directly. The challenge with that is usually they're coming from outside of the U.S. So one, those websites, they only accept crypto as a payment. So you got to have $20,000 in some cryptocurrency to pay them, which you may or may not. I guess if you're paying for that expensive one, but let's say it's a small CK box. It's like a $900 machine. You got to have $900 in crypto to send to them. And some of those websites, they're shipping it from China, so you have to pay the tariffs for bringing it across customs. So if you're not comfortable with that, or that you don't want to deal with that, the secondhand market is where a lot of people go to get a miner. So eBay or some of these various websites. We have one, and I kind of don't want to share this because but it is. It's what we use. Hash Deploy. It's a guy in Florida that we met, and he's got some secondhand miners that he's got a hookup in China. Doesn't sell everything, but he's got a pretty good stash of some things, and it had decent prices. So you could look at places like this, but do your research. There's a lot of scams out there. Do not send your crypto unless you talk to
just to anybody.
Talk to them on the phone. You see them on a voice.
Vet them, right? And even that sometimes is not enough. It's like,
right. I would vet the crap out of it before you send any amount of money to anybody. So how we got into it was eBay.
Yeah,
obviously.
eBay is sometimes inflated in price, but you get a PayPal and you get an eBay guarantee. If something happens, then typically they'll take care of your issues.
Right. So PayPal buyer protection. You just had a miner come in and it was broken, or
it
just functioning right. Immediately sent the error to eBay and you got your money back within a week.
Yep. So I got another one on the way. Yep.
If you want to really get your feet wet, probably this is where you're going. L3 is
a great starter.
It's a script. Yeah, it's a script algorithm. So you have to buy a miner based on the algorithm. So choose your coin that you want to go for, and there's a certain algorithm for that coin. So if you just to see that, if you go back to ASIC miner value, you can see that. So let's just say we want to mine. Come on, mine
Eagle Song, CKB.
Yeah, let's just say CKB. Why not? So CK, you kind of have to know the. Oh yeah, right here, EA. So here's the algo, Eagle Song, CK5. If you click on that, it'll tell you. So there's the algorithm. It tells you the machine. It tells you all the facts about the machine, and it tells you the coins that it can mine right here, mineable coins. So this particular one, Eagle Song algorithm, is only Nervos CKB right now. Maybe someone else will ever use it sometime down the road, but that's kind of that thing. So you're looking at. You wanted to go buy a Gold Shell CK5. Currently making $17 a day before your power consumption. So always taking in mind that you're paying for this power. You got to pay 2,400 watts, pretty much 24/7 a day.
Tell me about it.
Yep. And depending on your power, most of us here in Virginia area probably have like 12 cents a kilowatt hour.
Well, 10. Mine's
that-
coming in at 10 or 11. 10 or 11.
Yeah, maybe 11 to 12, depending on the season.
I guess
It
depends on the
change a little bit.
and the
demands.
location. They just have different taxes and whatnot too.
So just take that in consideration. This is usually a pretty good chart. Like you'll see this, this was $45 on November 9th. Now it's making 18. So be very cautious about spending money top dollar. You could go buy a Cadena miner, a KD2,
KDA.
for $50,000, and it
KD5.
completely changes 2 weeks later, and that's no longer a good deal. So
Usually you have to be ahead of the curve. You can speculate, but yeah, when it's already kind of like the perceived top, and everybody's chomping at the bait, right? I mean, Another way is compass mining. You can always bring that up. .io, which they allow you to purchase miners and then deploy them into different data centers all over the world. So you kind of just could pick where do you want this unit to go.
So you can buy the Bitmain Antminer
SJ19, right?
Whatever.
Yeah,
you can put it in their facility. They run the power. They manage it. All you do is
and they have like 6 cent power usually. It varies per place, but then some of them are very green too. So that is something that you care about. Some are renewable sources, and the miner is yours. So if you want to shut it down and send it home, they will pack it up and they will ship it off to your house. So this is kind of another cool way to get into the space without having to. And right now they're offering this Generation 2 bundle, which is I think like 10 of the S19 XP, like the newest one. I mean, I think it's like 50 grand, but
it says six new ones.
Oh, 6 of them. There you go.
You get one a week. You got to pay like
$20,000 or something like that.
So it's obviously not entry point kind of stuff, but
no, that's not. But yeah, I mean, they just have some good deals, or even if that's what you want to do. I don't think there's a lot of risk involved with this company.
And I guess one thing that we kind of made, most secondhand sellers target 365-day payback is usually where you see the prices. So like this CK5 is making somebody $10.73. So what's $10.73 times? I guess that's about $3,000.
Yeah, 360. Right.
That's like $4,000. It probably is going for higher than that right now. It's probably going for like 10 because the price again, like we said earlier, was very high like a week ago, and it lags behind the actual when Bitcoin falls fast.
Usually, I mean, when we got into this, in the beginning of this year, the L3 little shoe boxes were going for like $400, and we were just like, man, this is like, we can snag a couple here. We wish we brought a lot more, but.
Right. So here's some examples of some websites, and I don't trust all these websites. So like, some of them might be legit. I don't know every single one of them.
Do your vetting.
Yeah, just please do your vetting. But here you can see ROI 800, 800, 800, 800. So that's a terrible buy. Like I would never want to buy it at that price. You're looking for we would target a good deal at like 280 days.
200, yeah, 250. 200 is really good.
That's when you know you're getting a pretty decent deal on whatever the value is, and I feel like
so
you can make that back quick enough, and if prices go up, it's going to turn real quick. So
right, yeah.
Ashley said, "Do you guys mine and dump, or do you tend to hold?" So yeah, I haven't sold anything that I've mined personally. Bitcoin, obviously, I don't sell any of that for sure. I think I might have converted some coins into different cryptos.
Yeah, I think I've done conversion with Litecoin.
Yeah, I've taken
for the most part. It's just keeping it. Pay your bill, and then
right.
I mean, you have to pay. I just pay my bill in fiat because just think about it. You're just taking the fiat money that's worth nothing really intrinsically, and then you're changing it now through power, through the miner into an asset, a hard asset that's going to appreciate. So I don't look at it in the dollar form. I look at it in what Satoshis am I getting today? What Litecoin am I getting today? And then use that to
Right, so you can almost look at
total.
the non-powered version of it. You can look at that; it's making 17. Well, I'm going to
Yeah.
store $17 in crypto assets now,
Right.
and then pay the bill. And that's
your
just
money is
that's just an expense that has to happen. But I don't want
Right.
that fiat.
Right. I mean, the bills. I mean, my bill was like 80 to probably 200 in the summer at most, and then now my bill is like 250 to like 500. So I mean, the bills are real, but
Yeah.
but you are converting it to this hard asset. It's a storage of energy. That's what Bitcoin is. So I'm taking this energy, I'm storing it, getting paid out in it, and then
So if you can financially do it without selling it, one, it's not a taxable. It's still a taxable. I think of getting the income, but gains when you sell it is another capital gains taxable event. So it's one less taxable event of if you don't sell it.
Right. I mean, if you have to, obviously, I mean, you can't like not pay your power bill because then you're not going to be able to mine. So that's not a bad strategy if you have to do it that way, or if it's an extensive amount, obviously. But there's infrastructure that you have to also put into your house running ASIC miners. You can't just run off the regular 110 volts. It's got to be the 240. So you have to get an electrician to come to your house, go to your, make sure your panel can handle it, doing the 80% rule, maybe putting in like a dryer plug style receptacle and then running a PDU. I mean, there's a startup cost to doing it. On the Ethereum side, I mean, you can run GPUs. So there's, rigs that are sold on eBay or other, websites that are GPU ready. The hard part is the GPUs getting them themselves. The manufacturers actually put out ones with their like limited hash rates on some of them, and they could be like $1,000 a piece. So you can run an $8,000 Ethereum rig, and then eventually, if the difficulty bomb is dropped, when it does turn to proof of stake, you can then sell those as like maybe just computer parts. So Ethereum is a little bit different when in the thought, when you're mining it.
So, there's power that you need to worry about, like you were mentioning earlier. So whatever miner you think you're getting, you have to understand how am I going to power this thing? So you have to work through that. And I'm an engineer, so I understand that. So if you guys ever need questions or comments on like what can I have,
we do consult.
We started before we got our 220 volt circuit. We started with a little eBay transformer. You takes 120 and transforms it up to 220 so you can run those machines. But again, you still need the amperage on the circuit side. So that's like a kind of a temporary solution that we did.
And don't use electric extension cords. Be safe, folks.
Yeah. So the other things, the power cord, you got to have the right kind of power cord with the right kind of connector to get to the thing. So there's a whole list, and I have a little spreadsheet here that I actually use to develop the build chart, basically of things that you would need. So like, let's just say this is a couple A4s, a Z17. I highly suggest like an energy meter so that you know exactly what kind of power you're going to be consuming, and that trends over time so you can keep track of that. A network switch, the power cords, a PDU, which is a power distribution unit, so you can plug all these things in. A lot of stuff like that. We are able to look at the amount of power, the amount of heat, and give you that recommendation.
Kind of the data, the analysis, so that you can make the best choice.
Unplug the dryer. Yeah, that's what Michael did or thought about doing, and his wife shut it down. So
yeah, I was like, can I do? I mean, I was running some off the 20 amp circuit that runs my the clothes. What is it? What am I calling it?
the dryer.
No, the washer. The washer.
Oh, the washer machine.
Yeah. So I was running one off that, and you could run the washer and one L3. So I can confirm that you can do that. But yeah, running anything off an extension cord for too long, it's not good. We had a little scare, but nothing happened. Fire prevention is good, Yeah.
All right. Yeah. One more thing, helium before we move forward. Yeah. So helium, I think Mike was very excited about helium when he first started hearing about it. I think we talked about it on the show a couple of times. Again, we both have helium miners on order. We're waiting for them to get in. If you're in a highly dense area where you need for helium to work right, you need to talk to other helium miners, and they can't be both of yours. Like I guess they could be, but they have to be locationally
A certain
separated
300 meters or
right. So you need a radio wave to talk to another miner at a certain distance away to really make money. And the more you're talking to different ones, the more you'll make in theory. So it works better. You'll be more profitable if you're in like a city where there's a whole bunch of miners. If there's too many miners, it kind of hurts you and penalizes you. So there are ways to like optimize it. If you're in the middle of the nowhere, it's probably not going to be the right thing for you. But it's quiet, no heat. So like the fact that it can exist and you just hook it up and hope it gets you a couple dollars a day.
Right. And the ROI is like, I mean, if it's like $500, I mean, and you can make a couple bucks a day, that's pretty good comparatively, to the ASICs.
Right.
So I just put the link in there for the Helium Explorer where you can check to see your like location and see how many are around you.
There's some technology. The one thing my concern about helium as a coin, just like long term, is like I don't know any equipment that uses like the low WAN.
Oh,
right
yeah.
now. Like what? Okay, you mine stuff on helium, but the whole point is to give data coverage for it's decentralized, more or less decentralized internet.
Yeah, the Internet of Things. I mean, I think things are just going to be developed
could have low WAN.
use them.
Use helium to like make a call, or you could use your computer with low WAN to like use it. But I don't know a whole bunch of products that really use it yet.
I think there's more things out there that we just probably don't know, or we just not.
There was like lawn products or like things that you put like low power things that go outside and just like measure the rain, and then they talk to the low WAN, or like there's warehouses that use it.
Yeah.
There are some things.
There's industrial uses and.
Yeah, not super like mainstream yet, and I think
there's
there's
other
some
consumer
5G integration
uses.
There's 5G integration coming too.
Yes.
That we've read about. So, as a coin, I mean, who knows? Maybe it picks up.
I mean, it does have a limited supply and it has a halving cycle, so similar to Bitcoin in that function. When I started, there was only 32,000 miners, I think, in the whole world. Now there's over 422,000. So I mean.
When you started,
less
when you did your purchase?
Well, yeah, when I
you've been waiting since what, June?
Yeah, April 6th or something. So it's like, and then I think the ones from Parlay Labs, they're processing refunds for batch 4 and 5. So I think I'm in 4. So it's like automatic refund.
So just giving them back because they can't.
Yeah, they can't fulfill it. I don't think so. It's going to be that one's getting refunded. I think Syncrobit. We should be getting those by what, February?
I think they said early. Yeah, the person said early winter 2022 or
so
winter 2022.
Again,
we were like, what? But it was
you could buy those on eBay, or there's other like Sensicaps, or there's other brands different ones out there. As long as it's approved by the Helium blockchain, then you can don't fear using it.
And again, we have some tools in our pocketbook that can help you optimize your helium miner. So if you do get one and you need some advice, we can work that out with you guys and reach out. All right, so I guess we'll get into some of these articles real quick. Just looking at the market cap, we talked about Luna stepping up into number 9 position. The dog coins, Doge and Shiba, are getting pushed down. They haven't been doing too great. Polygon's been making some steps up. It's been doing great since the last 2 weeks, like 21% in the last 7 days. Polygon I think it's going to be this year, the year for Polygon. That's for sure. Solana, I think it's had some network issues again. The slowing down the transaction thing that we've been talking about. Crow making its way up. I mean, not too many other more surprises in here, I don't think. Let's see. We talked about Luna already. So Ethereum is testing I don't even know how to say that. Kintsugi
public testnet for the proof of stake. Yeah, I guess for like developers to kind of start messing around.
So we know this is, again, we talked about Ethereum mining. It's very relative to this conversation. We're hesitant to get any hardcore expensive Ethereum miners right now because they could turn it off in, early spring, or maybe it goes longer and they keep messing around with it and you make your money back quick enough. But this is proof that they're working on it, and it's in a test situation right now, and it is
developing. Yep.
Musk pumps Bitcoin and Dogecoin. I think we talked about this kind of last week, but just again, he's makes a tweet about Dogecoin, makes a tweet about Bitcoin, and he has the power to move the market. There's no doubt about it.
Doge actually had one of the best returns on that chart right there. The green bars. Here. Yeah.
So from January 2020.
Yeah.
Which is crazy, but that's why it has such a hit right now. Twitch co-founder of fractional NFT project gets hijacked. Only $154,000 stolen. That's not so bad.
Yeah, right.
We're talking like millions and billions on some of these other hacked websites.
Right, yeah, I know. Like the Avalanche one.
So what happened? Did someone... those who clicked the link were able to send crypto, in this case, Solana, which they thought would be a fractal NFT, only they were hoodwinked and received nothing in return. So someone thought they were buying NFTs on a false website. Yeah, a bot used for the project's Discord was hacked. So people went to saw an announcement, clicked the link, sent crypto, and it was a fake.
Right.
Not the cryptocurrency's problem, the security problem. Blockchain wasn't hacked. This was just user error.
Right. So, or if you're just in these forums and then, someone's leading you down a rabbit hole. Yep.
You got to vet what you're doing. You can't
just don't be like, jump on it. Oh, the new thing, it's going to sell out. I mean, but that's the FOMO. You use that like primal, mental state just to be like, oh, do it. No, send it. And then
one of the biggest things, like you follow these YouTubers or influencers, and you post, they're like, comment below, like just like we do, say comment below, and you do comment, and then they have these fake people that contact you like, hey man, that's great. Like I remember when I first commented on Crypto's thing, and I thought Crypto literally said, hey, that's awesome, what's up, here's my number. I'm like, wait, what? But it wasn't, sweet. Obviously it wasn't him.
Right, like hit him up on WhatsApp. He's like, yeah man, hey, you want the latest news? Just send me all this.
Hey, I can help you with your crypto, just send it to me. It's like, what?
Oh, okay. He's like, I'll count it for you.
You got to be careful out there.
Yep.
This was just like, this is actually kind of older, but from our thing, it's more people in power of position, political power, believing in cryptocurrency. You had some good things to say about it. So again,
it's not going anywhere. We're over the event horizon,
Yep. Millennial millionaires plan to add more crypto. Well, I think that's probably very true. I have an intern at work at college, and she's got Dogecoin. She was adding I think she had Dogecoin and Ethereum, Shiba, and Litecoin. And I was like, wow. And I wouldn't have expected her to, be messing around with it, but it's obvious the millennials are probably closer to it than anybody, just because it's the word of mouth and technology. And so that generation comes into the working force when they have money. That's where they're going to put their money, and not in like the regular stock market. I thought this was kind of cool. Lending platform, I guess it's called Lend or Led. Lend. It's like your brain reads it lend, but it's lead and
Lending.
Lending. Maybe it's lending. I don't know.
Lending
Basically,
bridges.
they're doing a Bitcoin-backed collateral for mortgages, which is similar to what we know about Celsius and BlockFi and all those websites where you can don't sell your Bitcoin, use it for collateral, and then borrow against it, which is our plan for the future crypto.
Which what a lot of
when are you going
miners
to
do.
sell? Well, I'm not going to sell. I want to use it as collateral later down the road. Well, this is a company setting up specifically for Bitcoin-backed mortgages, where you collateralize your Bitcoin. They don't sell it, and then you continue to make money off that and your house, your property, and your Bitcoin, and then you pay your loan back in whatever you want to pay it back with. So that's like what real wealthy people do with their current properties and their current stocks. They use it, they don't sell it. So very cool that it's becoming more of
Just
a
mainstream
thing. So if you do end up getting Bitcoin rich or crypto rich in the future, you might be able to have opportunities to use it in a way that's advantageous to
not having to sell it to get a down payment and then incur the taxes and whatnot.
Right. So that's cool. It's becoming more crypto. Mr. Trump still doesn't like it. Okay, well, he's an old money guy.
Everybody can have their opinion.
I don't think he's ever going to like it. That's just they're going to fight it. He's got a whole bunch of regular money.
He's probably a gold bug.
Right, exactly. This was just kind of interesting, I guess. One of a sleeping, quote unquote, original Satoshi age Bitcoin addresses kind of woke up mid-November.
It has like 300 coins in it or something.
No, I think it had more than that.
Because I saw one that said like a 300 coin address that hasn't moved in like 8 years, like just started moving or something.
This one, I guess there could be a bunch of different addresses.
Yeah, I'm sure.
One of them, I guess a couple of them. This particular one was had 1,000 sleeping Bitcoins from 2010.
Wow. 1,000.
Yeah, I know, right? Would be nice. All right. Well, that gets us into. Ooh, that's loud. Wake the kids up. Coin of the week. Coin of the week.
Coin of the week.
Let's see. Before we do that, let's go ahead and click the subscribe button. We're still doing our 1 million Shiba Inu coin giveaway. So don't forget about that. I think we're going to get through the year here and do it right on the other side of 2022, especially since John's not here. Can't do the giveaway without him. So subscribe to the show, comment, tag a friend, share a friend, and get your entry in there while you still can. But the coin of the week. So let me put this up. Coin of the week is Nervos. Oh man, I'm showing you some good stuff. Nervos, CKB. CK Byte is the token. Nervos is basically trying to be another Ethereum competitor. It's a
layer one solution.
Yeah, layer one
decentralized ecosystem protocol. Yeah.
Yep. They're trying to make it, high throughput, high security, very flexible. I think one of the biggest things is interoperability between different blockchains. They're really trying to make it easy for, if you've been developing on Ethereum, you can come over without even really porting your stuff. You can send. We'll talk about it here in a second, but the interoperability between blockchains is one of its main features. Secure and decentralized, store of value, proof of work. So obviously, me and Mike like it because we can mine it, and that's something that we can appreciate. And then layer one built for layer two. So it's got the scalability and throughput that we really want to see. So it's just, before we step into it, look at the current price, 0.01993. over the year. I think it had a high of 0.04 back in March of this year. It's kind of regressed just like everything else when it went
It's
down.
129 on the market cap list.
Yeah, so still a fresh, still young and still coming. Market cap right now, you have 79 million. So that's, pretty small. There's 29 billion coins in circulating supply. It does have, so here's the total supply, 39 billion. I think there's no max. It has an infinite amount of coins, and it's part of its economics for how it's structured, and we'll explain that here in a little bit. But I guess the way the coins are delivered, there's the miners that get rewards, and then there's a thing called like a state tax. They call it almost a tax, and that's kind of
It's
how
just like
it
a
works.
fee. It's like a fee for running the network, right?
So some recent news, Godwoken is live. This is part of their Ethereum virtual machine compatible layer is now live. So this is, again, you can bring in your Ethereum compatible environments into Nervos. So if you've been working on Ethereum and you want to bring it over here, they make it very easy.
The gas is too high.
Right.
Jump
And
ship.
We've been working on Ethereum, and this is, here it is. Boom. Just flip it over and you can work straight in. They use this thing called Force Bridge, which is one of their tools for how you can jump from different blockchains. And I don't know all the inner workings of it, but effectively that's the way it works. Like, here you go. Like, hey, we've talked about this. There's so many competing, who's the next Ethereum? And they're like, hey, we should do one that does all of it. And then now it says there's 15 people trying to be Ethereum. And that's kind of like the parody is like, man, we have all these different things. Who's going to win? Well, they're basically trying to, again, universal passport. I don't like the word passport right now because you know what that means, passport. We don't like some other kind of passports that are going around. But they're using Force Bridge, PW Core, and Polyjuice, which those three things I think have, again, right here, yeah. So Portal Wallet is a MetaMask experience using that allows you to basically port in coins through MetaMask. You can send and receive CKB through Ethereum addresses, but it doesn't actually convert it. So it's kind of interesting how that works. But you're basically using
the rails, but not
Ethereum type things, but you're sending and receiving CKB on in reality through this portal wallet. So they're going to integrate. They have these ways to integrate the two chains together, and that can open up a whole bunch of different possibilities as like how that becomes used.
Yeah.
Again, here's the Force Bridge that we talked about earlier. Things doesn't have to be Ethereum bridges. It could be like bridges from other different things, but it's a way to get your applications across to CKB. And then
it seems good just to have that interoperability. I mean, why limit yourself to one?
Right. Like you can get Nervos, and then there's going to be all these different ways to tie in different parts and pieces of different blockchains. So I think they're thinking bigger picture, which is just kind of a cool way to think about it.
Right.
Just the roadmap. So founded in 2018. So again, still pretty new. There was private sale of initial offerings of coins.
ICO.
The main launch was in 2019, late 2019. So 2020 is when it really went live. The Neuron wallet, we'll look at that a little later. Sorry. And then they have a whole bunch of different things they want to come out with. So they're talking about Force Bridge. They're going to do a decentralized exchange, which we are going to look at here in a little bit. Godwoken, they just released that, so that they're actually ahead of schedule there. And just trying to build the pieces onto it, which is great. Some partnerships. I don't know how exactly all of these are working. There's that portal thing we talked about earlier. And if they're in the NFT gaming, there's an NFT specific place called Collect, which we'll look at here in a second. These are just ways to explore the coin. Wallets. I'm using Neuron Wallet, which is like their kind of main wallet, and you can submit your tokens to a DAO and make money, like stake it. Polyjuice we talked about just a second ago. So these are some of the developing tools, and then business partners, mining. So Nice Hash doesn't accept it, but via BTC is what I'm mining on right now. I just signed up for F2 Pool as a backup. So there's a couple different websites where you can actually continue to mine it. And then there's some security people. This is the Explorer tool if you just want to see the blockchains, the charts, all the data, all the on-chain data, average block time, epoch distributions, difficulty hash rates, just the same stuff you get from some of those other websites. Transaction count, you can see the transaction count, always activity, network adoption, things we talked about earlier. As long as that's going up, generally that means it's healthy. It's gonna continue to be used.
This is just the beginning, right? I mean, not many people know, probably this coin, so it's just a matter of time.
Right, and so the DAO, this is again, they issue coins by the miner rewards, and they issue coins by that secondary offering, that like the tax basically. So there's always a couple new coins introduced. In order to not have those coins dilute your CKB that you have in your wallet, you can submit it to the DAO, and
which takes it out of supply.
Stake it. Well, yeah, it basically stakes it, and then you get that part of that secondary issuance as a reward. So you're not diluting your value basically, but it is staked up for a certain period of time, and we can look at that in a second. So yeah, CKB, the common knowledge byte, is what that CKB represents. CK byte for short, and it basically represents like you could put an asset or a certain amount of information, they call them cells, into the bytes. So it's you're paying for the storage on the blockchain for that layer one for high secure information. Here you go. There's that collecting state rent, the secondary issuance. So it's like an inflation. But if you put your CKB into that DAO, that's one way to make take that inflation away. Let's see. Cardano. This is just some news in the Cardano lending platform. Meld uses ForceBridge to add liquidity. So a Cardano belt asset exchange basically is using ForceBridge to bring in CKB for liquidity. So a great example of how you can use one coin and get others to join in and go cross chain from Cardano to CKB. So very cool that they can do that.
Right. Move those funds.
This is another a wallet. I don't use this wallet, SafePal, but somehow they're related to Binance, I think. But SafePal and YokiSwap, which is we'll talk about it here in a second, is the first decentralized exchange based on CKB, just like PancakeSwap and Uniswap and SundaySwap coming up for Cardano. So YokiSwap is the exchange for CKB. That's what this is.
ShibaSwap.
Yeah, ShibaSwap, all this. So you can deposit your CKB into YokiSwap. You can farm it. You can do passive income staking with different pools, or you can just exchange it. So like I want to exchange my CKB to Bitcoin. This is a decentralized money market, AMA, automatic money market, I think. And you can exchange with other users indirectly or decentralized in a decentralized way. So just submit your CKB for whatever you want, and it'll make the transaction happen. Or you can earn it by depositing your CKB and making returns that way. Now, again, there's risk involved with farming and putting it on these kind of decentralized platforms. If you don't trust YokiSwap, they have your coins. It's.
I mean, when you're putting it into a giant pool, it's like Scrooge McDuck can just swim in there and.
If someone comes and hacks this pool, then that they have your coins gone.
So staking sometimes can be less risk when it comes to that stuff. But
like doing it in the Nervos DAO, I think, is way less risky than this just based on the
I mean,
way
just
it doesn't leave your wallet in the
you have to
DAO.
go by like just reference what do people say about it, how long it's been out, research it, do your best, you use your instincts. I mean, they're probably going to be correct, so it
But
feels bad.
you can also get Yoki coin. So this is another coin that maybe we'll evaluate later on. But just like Pancake and all those other decentralized ones, this one's meant for CKB. So put that in your
Pipe and smoke it.
back in your mind. Yep. Collect.nft or collect.me. This is a CKB NFT website. So you can do NFTs on CKB as well. They have their own marketplace. And again, it's no gas fees compared to Ethereum. I mean, just fractional transaction costs. So
Right.
there might be a way that this kind of gets into a bigger demand outside if Ethereum.
I wonder if
can't
you can
figure
then
it out.
maybe you can then put it onto the Ethereum chain too.
Well, I think
Depending
if
on how you wanna-
if you do this and you
where you
bridge
wanna
it
store
or
it.
whatever, I'm sure there's ways to like
Yeah,
put it
store
in
it.
your MetaMask through your Ethereum account from a CKB in it, so you can consolidate all that. So
Yep.
yeah.
Sweet.
So yeah, I mean it's up and coming coin right now. I bought a CK box, which is the gold shell miner. It's making like a couple dollars a day. It's not making much. Here's a representative that Nervos. This is their wallet. I only have 1,000 coins so far, but here's an example. Every time I send it over, I've been depositing into the DAO. You send it in, so it locks it up for this period of time. I can withdraw it, but I won't get my maximum return. So it says if you want to get the most compensation, withdraw it between January 2nd and January 7th for that group. And then you can see the little time. So each one has it every time you deposit it. It's basically like a 30-day period where you get the most compensation out of it. So you don't have to do that. You can just hold it in your wallet. But again, if you hold it, you're getting that inflation. It's kind of happening outside of your coin. So you might as well, if you're not using it, you should be putting it into something like the DAO or one of those Yoki swap farms. This is also a node while you're running this. So you can see down here, block synced. So it's a node and a wallet all at the same time. So I'm helping the network run, and you don't get a reward for running the node though. So yeah. So I mean, that's it. That's the coin of the week. Coin of the week.
Coin of the week. CKB.
CKB Nervos. All right. Did we have any other questions? No, it looks like you're just filling up the coin things. Cool. All right. Well, we're about up against the time. Thank you for listening. Please, again, like, subscribe, comment, share, do all those things. I think our group membership on Facebook's still going strong. About like 520 or so.
Plus. Yep.
So we enjoy everybody's participation. And if you guys have minor questions, Ashley, just text me. We'll talk.
Yes. Do your own research. Have a good holiday time.
Be careful out there. Merry Christmas. Santa's coming to town. Let's see. Mike, you have a prediction for next week for Bitcoin before we jet out?
I don't know. I think we'd make it by the skin of our teeth. Hopefully 60K by the 31st. And then it pops off
60K by the 31st. Okay.
for 2020.
I can get down with that. I was aiming for 100 this year, and I still got laser eyes long term. But yeah, maybe 60 is a good goal to have by the end of the year. So we'll take that.
Yep. Yes, sir.
All right, guys. Thank you very much.
Night, everybody.
Adios.